last of the children's deaths, Fredrick Usher. His death should have been worse. Should have been so much fucking worse. And now, again, obviously, major spoiler warning. So please, if you have not watched the series, and I'm also going to give a trigger warning for domestic abuse and torture. So, in the Prospero Review Perry's death, I was telling you how Frederick's wife had gone to Perry's orgy and was mutilated in the process. Well, she ends up with no skin, no lips. Like, it looks like a scene out of Hellraiser where they de-skin you. Like, that's how bad it looks. And Fredrick, not focusing on his wife, not focusing on anything at all, focuses on the fact that she was at Perry's party, her wedding ring is missing, and she had a burner phone. This may have been her first indiscretion. This may have been an indiscretion of the millionth time. But everything he does is not called for. So they have a daughter. Fredrick and his wife have a daughter named Lorraine. She's about, I want to say 15, 16, somewhere around there. And she obviously worried about her mother, wants the best for her mother, all of that. Fredrick just has completely lost his shit. After a few days in the hospital, he takes her home against the hospital wishes. This is not protocol. Like, they don't want it, but because he's a powerful man and he pretty much runs everything, well, the Usher family runs everything, he takes her home. He does not medicate her. He does not get a nurse. He does not take care of her. And when they can't find her ring, he gets even more frustrated because he's disgusting. And all the things he's saying to her. I had to fast forward because normally I can take like these kind of movies, but as of lately I can't, and I was just like, I can't listen to this. It's so nasty. And the only part that was pretty much left intact were her teeth. Not after he got done with her. It was disgusting. I skipped it. I couldn't watch it. I physically couldn't stomach it. He was giving her drugs to keep her unconscious, but to keep her being able to know what's going on. Like, if you ever watched Jane the Virgin, where she was in the coma, but she was being injected with stuff so she could see everything that was going around, but she couldn't move or react. I can't think of what it's called. He was doing that to her, so she would be unconscious the whole time and know what was going on, feel the pain of not being medicated. And it was disgusting. He leaves to go destroy the building from the beginning, and which he should have done, and he never did. And his daughter finally breaks into the room with her mother and realizes that her father's been torturing her mother. Calls the cops, gets that all sorted out and situated, but while all of this is going on, he is in that warehouse where everything took place, the orgy, the acid, all of it. And he snorts a line of coke, but it's not coke. It's the shit he was poisoning his wife with to make her unconscious, but know what was going on. And then Verna, I'm calling her a crossroads demon because that's pretty much what she was. She appears and she tells him, he's unconscious, he's on the floor. Well, he's not unconscious, he's conscious, but he's on the floor, he can't move. She tells him, I could have killed you anyway. I could have given you a heart attack. I could have done anything, but as soon as you pulled out those pliers, I had to intervene. And she doesn't like to intervene. She likes the deaths to feel more natural than they are. And she, subconsciously was convincing him to put more of the powder into his coke bag, or his coke vial, whatever you want to call it. And he was. And he did it again and again and again. And that's why he ended up mixing up his coke with the shit he was poisoning his wife with. And she does the go-ahead, tells the people to blow up the building. And they're like, are you clear? And then she tells him to just blow up the building, using his voice, obviously. And she lays with him and watches as the building collapses around him. And a large piece of, like, a shrapnel swings, kind of like not a guillotine, but I can't think what it's called, but it swings and it's slowly cutting him in half. Very slowly, and I guess tortuously. But in all honesty, I feel like his death should have been worse. I feel like it should have been so much worse. I feel like that was easy compared to what he did to his wife. But that's just my opinion. And pretty much the mental trauma he put on his fucking daughter, like, I don't understand how someone can do all of that. And I don't want to understand. It's not my aspect in life to want or need to know that. But yeah, major trigger warning for him and his entire fucking character. And again, he's one of the only 2 Usher children that came from Annabelle Lee and Roderick Usher, the only one he married, like, out of all of the women. So yeah, that was his death. I think it was well deserved, but should have been harsher. What are your thoughts? Please comment, like, and subscribe, and let me know what you think.